Hey YouTube, this is the Art of Prepping, going over the fire kit that I put together from the previous video of the dollar store fire kit. I decided to go ahead and assemble the kit. I was going to do it anyways for myself. I just decided to go ahead and do it now and just do it on video. So it's right behind the original first video. They talked about the components that I found at the local Dollar Tree in my area, dollar store. So when I was building the kit, though, I found that I needed to have more options from fire making and for tinder than what was available that I found that I wanted to purchase at the store. So I added a few other items, but I just wanted to show you how you can integrate dollar store items into your kit and it actually be worthy of your kit and actually satisfy your needs for fire making equipment and gear. So this kit before you all fits into a bag here. I'll show you in a minute, this Ziploc bag here. But and I have tried to put it all in there and it does all fit in. But I just want to let you know though that these kind of kits though are personal to your area. Depending on what environment and so forth, you may have to customize it. This kit before you is a little heavy in terms of not so much just the fire making capability, but also tinder. It's a little excessive and would be very excessive for maybe an overnight camping trip, maybe a week-long camping trip. I'd feel more comfortable to have this for a bug out bag, possibly. Even then, it may just be a little too heavy in terms of too much stuff in this particular kit. So with that being said, maybe a more long-term survival kit or what they call an inch I'm never coming home bag. Those kind of like extreme survival kits, this would be very good. Obviously, if I was trying to really survive over a week, I would want higher end gear than these generic lighters, for example, from the Dollar Tree. I'd probably go with Bic lighters, and I'd probably even go with wind proof, torch lighters, butane lighters that would be of higher quality. Obviously, and a lot of this stuff, I would beef it up quite a bit, but I'm trying to stay low dollar and budget minded for those people who shop at Dollar Tree. That's the whole purpose of this particular video and this last video. And this video is what can you do on a budget for just literally just for a few dollars, you can assemble this type of kit. And you may want to pare back a little bit and only include one lighter instead of three. I'm just keeping them all together because it all fits in the bag. Also, the packaging helps to waterproof the actual lighters. So without further ado, let's talk about these items. So we have these lighters here, and these came from the Dollar Tree, and a lot of fires here. You could probably get 200 to 300 fires per lighter, I would imagine. They have the adjustable flames. So I wanted to have that in the kit. Lighters are good. Probably one of the easiest ways to make a fire. The next item is something that did not come from the dollar store, but are some lifeboat matches. Some people call them storm matches. These are the highest quality that I know that they're out there. And there's a lot of brands. I'm not going to plug a brand, but I'm just saying that these are, after researching, I found these, and these are excellent. I just used a container that held a small AAA flashlight and just reused the container and put some strike contact points on the outside. Just glued them on there and took Gorilla tape to seal the container. And this could also be used as tinder as well. On the bottom of the container, I have cotton balls, so even more tinder. The next item, which I did get in I believe this was in a 2 or 3 pack. I can't really remember now. I think it was a 3 pack. But it's an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. I added this little loop here within the tape. This is Gorilla tape, so this is also, once again, tinder. And I have 2 Ranger bands that I use from an inner tube, from an old bicycle inner tube that I don't use anymore. And so that's flammable as well. So you have a lot of tinder here, a lot of fire-making capability. The next item was... I have so much of this dryer lint laying around, so I was like, wow, that's a good tinder, and so I included that. And you can compress this. It weighs pretty much nothing, and it fits in the kit. Some of the tinder that I did get from the dollar store is this jute twine. I have processed a piece of that, so now I have this kind of like this ball that I can pull from and fluff and increase the surface area, and it makes an excellent fire tinder. If I need more, I also have in these, and I'm using these sunglass cases to store this tinder. But in this one here, I have a small roll of jute for a backup tinder source. So if I need to fluff and create more of a tinder, like over here, I have a lot more. So I probably have at least maybe 35 to 40 feet of it over here, if not more. And then over here, I have my ferrocerium rod, or Coghlan's calls it a flint and steel type of thing, but I don't think this is just purely flint. I think there is cerium in it, if I'm not wrong, but it just seems like it sparks like it's a ferrocerium rod. So I like that. So now I have a ferro rod, I have a lighter, and I have matches. And that leads us into the other kit here, which you'll see is just a standard Altoids tin. You could use Altoids Smalls if you wish as well, or any other type of tin. This is just the one I have laying around. I don't really like Altoids. These are just given to me by friends that know that I like to make kits from these devices. And so if you ever read the ingredients on Altoids, you'll see that there's a lot of bad ingredients, and you'll never catch me eating those. So you have this fire kit that I put together. First of all, I have this striker that's actually attached to the lid there. The lid also could be used as a signal mirror. Obviously, this is not what it was meant to be. And we have cotton balls. These are dry cotton balls, not mixed in with any kind of petroleum. So with that being said, I also have a spare striker for the matches. And you'll see the matches, I have some birthday candles mixed in with it. Some birthday candles, like this one right here, is a trick birthday candle. So it actually will keep reigniting. So it's very good in windy conditions. These are standard birthday candles. And so you can use these to melt around the head of the matches to help waterproof them, or just extend the flame if you're limited on matches. Also in this straw I got at McDonald's, you can melt the ends and make small containers. You can put, for first aid kits, for example, ointments, or maybe a tweezer or a needle for first aid. But this is a fire kit, so I have, the option to put, other matches in here. Probably more like matches that are not water resistant. So this is why it's in the container. But you could put, store matches in there. But I just put a standard candle in here. Just to protect it, and I have a lot more of these small containers that I do have matches in other kits, so that's an option. And just one hint though, when you're making these, you want to take a piece of or take a pliers and hold down the ends and crimp it while you light it, and then just hold it for around 10 to 15 seconds and let the plastic on that straw cool enough to connect with itself. The next item would be this bag here. I just used a grocery bag and used a Gorilla Tape to seal it up, which we talked about is tinder. Inside here I have cotton balls, as we can see, about 6 or 7 cotton balls, and they're rolled in petroleum jelly. You could also, of course, use Vaseline, pretty much the same thing. And those things catch sparks like you wouldn't believe. It typically only takes about one try, one strike on a ferro rod, and that thing is lit. So these are the items here. I just used a hefty bag to fit all this in here, and everything fits very very tight in the bag, but believe it or not, it all fits. And this is my this is quite a bit for a fire kit, but you could pare back and maybe take this out of the bag. If you didn't need this much jute twine, you could reduce your lint in half. You could just take one lighter. You could find a smaller container of alcohol hand sanitizer instead of taking this larger one. And you could probably find an Altoids Smalls tin and reduce the size of this footprint so that you wouldn't have to carry this many matches. And these are just ideas for fire making kits using various items from the dollar store. Thanks again for watching, and if you have any comments or any fire kits that you've made that you've integrated items from the dollar store, just put them down in the comment section below, and we'll catch you real soon. Thanks a lot.